Hello, Rachel here from CravingSomeCreativity.com. I just finished my 2013 December daily journal, which I'm going to share with you today. The detailed pictures and more information are on the website. This was my first December daily, and I'm thrilled how it turned out. The majority of the album incorporates the Santa's List collection from Teresa Collins. The line is mostly red and cream, so I added some festive green accents throughout the album. And the album itself is actually from the Capture collection from Basic Gray. It's got a wood grain cover on it. I'm not sure if you can see that. This sort of texture. And I wanted to keep that, so I just painted gray over it and then put some shimmer mist on top in order to protect it. This is a pretty big album. Pretty thick with all those pages because I did 31 days. I didn't just do the 25, I did the whole month. So if we open it up here, I just have a letter here that basically explains, my mindset and why I did this album and what it's about. We also have an introductory page to sort of set the mood of the album. It's just a subway tile that I printed off the internet, and I really like it. This also explains, I plan on putting a letter back here. I had done an advent calendar earlier this year for my son. He's 4, and so I needed to have something to keep him busy throughout the Christmas season. And most of this album and the activities in it were based on this advent calendar. Each day has a number on it, so it shows you the number as well. This is us picking out our Christmas tree and going down to the tree farm. I love these little Webster's Pages paper clips. This one I actually put some stickles on, but they're just so cute, and I've got some reindeer too throughout the album. And so each day, this is decorating our house, and then we also have the dog, because the dog is family too, so he's got to be in the album. And then making cookies. This is one of my favorite pages, or at least favorite ideas, that was a wish list. So it's each of our wish lists for this year. And I thought this would be kind of neat, especially for our son, because, in 10, 20, whatever years, we can look back and be like, you were really into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at 4 years old. And just be funny and cute. I used a lot of die cuts throughout this album. For instance, this is a gingerbread man that I made just with my silhouette. And there's one of the reindeer from Webster's Pages that you can see. This is a filler page. I have several of these throughout the album, just sort of to keep it in the festive mood. This is actually Color Magic paper from Heidi Swap, and it has sort of a resist on it, although I colored it in the barn door red from, I think it's from Tim Holtz Distress Inks. And then I wanted to put the reindeer's name on it, so I had to take Stays on ink in order to be able to put it over, because Stays on ink is made in order to stamp on things that don't normally get stamped on. And another filler. I like this technique. I'd seen it before. Basically what it is, you can see it's sort of raised up through there. It's old letter sets that you can't make any more words or titles out with. All you're left with is the Z's and the X's and things. So I just basically collaged those on there and got them real tight and then painted over them in white. I'm probably going to do some home decor projects with this, and I think it's very broad in terms of what it could be used for. Who could forget Santa, of course. I have a 2-page layout spread here. And I have, the traditional happy face, all good pictures. And then I thought that the other pictures really kind of added character, so I included them as well. And then I put some rosettes on the outside of the pocket page, so they sort of give it some dimension. I also wanted to include pages that weren't just pictures, that had other things, because life isn't just pictures. So this was a coloring page that my son did, and I included it in the album as just one page. Plus, for a daily album, it was kind of nice because it made it really easy. Santa's letter. I'm waiting on this from work. This was actually a party that we had at work, so I'm waiting on the picture in order to finish that one out. But this is after I pretty much completed the album. I went back and took some of my favorite sort of goodies that I didn't get to use in places, but I wanted to make sure that I got them in the album and put them in sort of a collage over this page. There are also transparencies as well. These are from Webster's Pages too, I think. And this is Christmas Day. Obviously it's the 25th. Christmas was really kind of difficult because I couldn't just decide on one picture. Like, how do you pick one picture of Christmas to do Christmas? So I made a pocket page, and it just sort of opens up, and then there are all a collage of pictures that I made in Photoshop to put, and I can look through them, and they're all there, and then you can close it up, and it's nice and neat. Well, I'm also waiting on a picture for that one. And this is when we went to my mother's house. I did another collage, and I just did a straight up page on this one because our family wasn't quite as big as my husband's family for it. And plus we just ripped through some presents. Another transparency there. This last page, or last two pages actually, this last page, it's just basically my favorite memories from the year, so that, you know, I could just have a nice, always remember things I wanted to remember in our big moments. And I put, you know, my favorite pictures, you know, from the year of different things that we had. And then, of course, the last page, we drove 12 hours back to home from Graham's house, so I had to put that. Unfortunately, it was dark, so I couldn't get a picture of the actual car being stuffed full. So when we got home and my husband threw everything out in the living room, I took a picture of that. And that's the last page. Just close it up. So now that's done. That was a very big project, but I'm very glad that I finished it. And soon we have winter and we'll have spring projects. I've got lots of things planned, so I can move on to those. Thank you.